Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. They're mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to the next episode of our next stream of Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. This is Mr. Craig Butler, of course, coach, and I am the co-host, Brandon. Thanks so much for joining us. Sorry we were 5 minutes late today, Mr.
Amrock.
Well, we try.
Listen, the way that you do it is you say the show is starting at 4, then you let it run a little so you ramp up your numbers. That's what it works.
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, it's a great show lined up for today. Lots of things to talk about.
Yeah, so we have
Leon Bailey,
big
Chelsea
match tomorrow. It's exciting. I wish I was there.
Tyreek Magee,
Jamaica,
top performance,
and
Xander Bicknell.
Yeah.
Mr. Xander Bicknell, who tore up Aston Villa with rockets. And none other than the whispering wonder, Dujaun Richards, who will be joining us soon, live
in studio.
And of course, we have some of our favorite pundits here. We have Zidane from KLS. Welcome, Zidane. Get him on the show. Let's go with Xander first.
I want to do a quick intro or a recap of everything.
Sure, please.
So like Craig mentioned all that. The other thing too is Phoenix is now 19th in the world for agencies in terms of number 19 agency in the world. So
number 19 in terms of performance.
That's the word.
In the world, eh?
So that's
not bad for little island. Yeah, island with some
probably the only Jamaican agency in history
ever.
So that was on Transfer Market.
We should speak about that with Zidane.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, we had a great trial week. We had a lot of trialists come on to training. How was that experience?
It was good. We're proud of them. It's great. Great.
It was great seeing them, and they're actually fighting again today. We had people come from Mobay. We had people come from Manchester. And I was thinking that'll probably happen about maybe once a month or so. See how we do it.
I'm here talking to Christopher Williams. Christopher Williams is one of my best friends, and he's from Proven, and he's also with the Jamaican Premier League.
Yeah.
And he's in foreign celebrating the birthday of one of our best friends. Lenny Bailey, Leonard Bailey.
Okay.
What a way of life is, huh?
Yeah, his name is
Leon Bailey.
Wow.
And he's coming in. Hey guys, listen. You have to follow the link and come on the show. Okay? Right? Follow the link and come on the show, idiots. These are my two friends. They don't have any sense. Click the link, idiots. Click the link.
All right.
Click the link I send you right now.
Jeez.
Boy, they're so stupid.
All right.
Click the link.
Let's okay. While we wait for him to get the link, let's get on Zidane then.
Yeah. All right.
So this is of course we're gonna add him on. Zidane, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right, great. How are you? Good, great. You were on the show a couple weeks back when we presented all the new Aston Villa stuff. How's it been the past couple weeks?
Yeah, man, it has been good. It has been good. Enjoying some international football, World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what are your thoughts on Phoenix Academy or Phoenix Sports Management, I guess specifically, is now 19th, had the 19th best performance in the world for football for as a football agency
In transfers.
in transfers. Isn't that's a huge milestone for Jamaica, let alone Phoenix? Is it not?
Yeah, that's brilliant because in the grand scheme of things, Jamaica is not seen as a football powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination. So the fact that Phoenix could rise to that sort of prominence is huge, my boss. Definitely, no two ways about it.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. Even though 19, it's not, you're not saying top three, but you're saying top three. It's like you're making billions and billions of dollars. Where you're still 19th in how many academies or agencies in the world? Probably thousands, hundreds of thousands, right? So it's it's a huge accomplishment. But
actually, it's a sports management side. It's not the academy.
You can have the academy side.
It's a sports management side. So that is even better. We're now in, saying, hey, George Mendes gets the fruit. We're here. We're coming up.
Exactly.
We're the young guys in the block, the new kids on the block, but we're coming up.
Getting there.
We keep building, and I'm sure with Xander and Whisper and Dante and Buster and all the quality players we have coming up, and Casey Butler going to replace us soon. She'll be out there, and everybody will be out there, and we'll be able to be top in the world one day.
Yeah,
that's a dream.
I know. I mean, who would have thought I'd get to this point? I'm sure that's not even a dream anymore. That's reality. I can get there. So
let's bring on Xander, because I wanted to speak with Xander with Zidane here, so he could actually speak to him too. And there's Chris from Proven. Bring on Chris too.
Add Chris?
Yeah, add Chris
too. It's about to get a bit crazy in here. Hey, Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can hear. I'm sorry. It's my friend's birthday. He's what? 100? About 100, right, Craig?
Going on 10.
Yeah, 100. Between 100 and 110. So we're hanging out in Fort Lauderdale. Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's good.
No problem. It's great to have you both there and know that you're there. Wish could be there with you.
Yeah.
Chris and Lenny Bailey. It's his birthday, and the two founding members of the Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy. Wow. So it is apt that on your birthday, Lenny, you should be here celebrating with us and meeting the new generation. Big L is here joining us as well, Chris. Have you got a chance to see his clips?
The clips of the game?
Yeah, of the Aston Villa game with Xander Bitnell and the Phoenix players.
No, I haven't seen anything. I've been.
I think we need to get Chris a bit more prepared and come on.
Chris, we'll come back to you next time.
Yeah, but Chris, give me a last quick thought. What do you think of the news came out that Phoenix Sports Management is 19th in the world in terms of performance as an agency? What do you say? Yes, do you have any comments about that?
Guys, I'll be honest with you. I can't hear a thing. As I told you,
right.
we're literally on a rooftop bar, having a little celebration for Lenny. I really apologize, but I wanted to still come on and just say, guys, keep up the good work and keep the football flag flying.
All right. Thanks, Chris. We'll talk soon then.
All right, we'll talk soon with you. Respect. Xander Bitnell, how are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. Just finished packing.
So you're heading to Germany now? When? Tomorrow?
Yes.
Or the next?
I'm going to London tomorrow and then to Germany the day after.
Okay. That'll be you and Dante?
Yeah, and Buster's coming as well to London, and then me and Dante are going to Germany on Sunday.
Okay, great. How do you feel about your performance and the response? Did you know you were on Sky Sports?
Really? I never
Yeah,
knew.
really. Yeah, they were saying that you were a gem. So it's very exciting for me, seeing you there and getting it done,
Yes, good.
What do you think of your performance, though, on this tour? What were your thoughts going into the tour?
Into the tour, I was just hoping, like, not necessarily to win every match, but just to show them at least what we have. Obviously, not to treat the games like harshly and treat the players bad on the pitch and all that. Give a good impression to all the coaches and the players, because they could be our teammates and new coaches if anything went well. And yeah,
it went really well. A lot of the clubs were impressed. I mean, those Scorchers, we've been training that. I've been telling you for a little while that these are your assets and you must use them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, even Travis was saying how good your performance was. Zidane, what do you think? Any questions you want to ask?
Yeah. First of all, people tuning in every day for the first time, Xander needs to tell us his age, his position, and what is he going to Germany to do exactly.
Yes, so my full name is Alexander Bicknell, but of course everyone just calls me Xander. And I'm 16 years old. I've actually just gone to England to play with Brookhouse for a little. Nothing has gone wrong. It's been good. But the offer has come in by Leverkusen, so that's why Whisper, Dante, and I are going there. And
wonderful.
we're going to start
which position do you?
Hopefully, as soon as possible.
Yeah, man. So which position do you play, and what you think are your strengths?
Defensive mid.
Or defensive mid. And what exactly you think?
And my strength.
Yes, wonderful.
He plays both center mid and attacking mid and center mid and defensive mid. Box ball.
Yes.
Yes. How long have you been with Phoenix Academy?
About 6 years.
Wonderful. Since you're 10, and now you're on your way to Bayer Leverkusen for a trial. Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not nervous. You're not nervous about going on to the trial.
No, I'm not.
Yes. Confident in your quality and your ability.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
You've been ready.
And I've had good training here for the last 2 weeks or so. After we played all the matches, we've been training.
Yes. All right. Hopefully you do well. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So Xander, who do you think was your biggest test when you played? And what was the difference between how the English played versus how Phoenix played?
Sorry, you're cutting off a little, coach. Biggest test?
What was your biggest test? What was your biggest test when you played? And what's the difference between how the English would play, the English teams, and how Phoenix plays?
Yeah. Okay, so the biggest test was definitely Sheffield, their U23 team. Obviously, players were a lot more experienced than us. Everyone knew what their teammate would do. Every time they were attacking, they had like an overload, and every time we had the ball, you'd always look around. There'd be like 4 of them around you, and all of that. They just seemed very organized.
There are also about half the team was the first team players from Sheffield United as well. So, admittedly, so it was a tough game. What's the difference you think between we play and they play? When you played against your own age group, what was the difference between us and them?
We both play like very physical, Phoenix and also the English teams. I think we probably won because we have like more heart than all of them. We all went in going for the win. We all wanted to prove something. They just seem more like laid back. They're already there.
Yeah. So what is your goal for this Germany trip? Is your goal to be able to make that team and play in Germany moving forward, or what are your thoughts?
Yes. I'd like to play in Germany for a little. At Leverkusen because their youth academy is very good. I know that, and of course Leon went there and he improved a lot from when right after Gang. So yeah, so I don't know how long I'd like to stay there for, but we'll just see how it goes.
But you've been in Germany for 2 years before this, right? You're already in Germany and registered and everything, so it should be easier for you to play there. As we call it, a German. You notice he has no expression. He's just all the time.
Oh, there's the
So Xander, what do you think of Jamaica's performance? The first game against Panama.
Mexico.
Panama.
Yeah, Mexico.
Actually, Mexico was the first game.
Knowing Xander, probably didn't watch the first game. Did you watch the first game, Xander?
It was 3 a.m. in the morning, but I watched the first half of the second game.
Okay.
And I turned it off at halftime because I watched the Panama one. That one was a bit early.
And the second game, the one with the last game, Costa Rica. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
What's the difference in the games?
You cut off before you said that.
What were the differences? What was the differences in the games between the Panama game and the Costa Rica game?
The Panama game, it just looked like none of them knew what anyone else was doing. Obviously, they never played together before, and they didn't play through the midfield at all. Morrison and Daniel Johnson barely got any touches off of it. Antonio could barely get the ball because everything was always a long ball to him, never to his feet. He couldn't do anything with it. And it's like we were just kicking it up there and hoping. And in the game after that, they were passing it a lot better, playing through the middle, connecting the dots, not just forcing it forward. And yeah, didn't watch the whole last game, but I heard it was much better.
Excellent. All right. So, how do we play as a unit? What does our philosophy at Phoenix and why? Just curious. Share with us. I say it all the time. I want to. Phoenix.
As in which way, like the pressing and all that? How we press?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're pressing quadrants. So, say their goalkeeper passes it out to their right back or something. Everyone will shift over to that quadrant, that quarter of the field, and then we'll try to win it early. And if we do win it early, everyone will move out, and then we'll create more space, make the field bigger, and then we can do what we want from there because their players would be crowded on that side. So we try to get the switch early.
Okay, isolated one-on-ones. How did that work? In terms of goals for us, how many goals we had from crosses?
From crosses, a few.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how much. Most of them were scored by probably Jade, the crosses. And Whisper scored like 1 or 2 of them. But all of those, a lot of our goals came from pressing in their third and then just winning it. And we did really good attacking wise, whoever we had up there.
Okay. Zidan, what do you think about that?
Goals.
So why do we play like that, though, Xander? I mean, we could have tried other things. Why is it that Phoenix plays that way? What's the reason you think we do play like that? Talk to me. Xander, hearing me?
Doesn't seem that he is.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why do we play? Yeah, why do we use the press? Why do we play like that?
That's it. Me?
We, Phoenix. Why does Phoenix play that system?
Oh, I thought you were talking. No, I thought you were talking to Zidane when you said that. My bad.
No, it's you.
So that we can. Well, when we're defending, we stay compact, so we all press together, and then when we win it, everyone can we'll have a lot more space and we can open up. And
so, question.
Obviously, and our players are very fast, so we can also send the long balls to them when we win it.
How many players, how many wingbacks were able to match Buster or Whisper or any of our wingers in foot speed in terms of change of pace or when they took them on isolated one-on-one?
None of them could really keep up with them for a whole match.
Just run them in the wing.
Yeah, the Sheffield the Sheffield wingbacks were pretty good. They saw where our strengths were and they kind of tried to stop that as best as possible, but we still got through a few times. They couldn't stop them completely. So we still created a lot of chances in that game, but we couldn't score as much.
Zidane, what do you think about the effects of playing a system versus none at all?
Well, clearly, if there's no plan, if there's nothing in place that you understand, that everybody understands, everybody knows that this is what we're going to do, then every game you go into, you're going to struggle. The players are going to struggle. They have no clue. So one game you're doing one thing, the next game you're doing something else. The players, they're going to be confused, you're going to struggle, and that's exactly what happened in the game versus Mexico first game and Panama second game. It's the first I've ever seen Jamaica play that way that they did against Mexico. That's not what they were doing in the Gold Cup against the United States in that first half where they played pretty well. It was something completely different. So from game to game, we are seeing different things that won't win football game. You must have a plan. This is how we're going to, our system this is how we're going to break down teams. This is how we're going to score a goal. This is how we're going to defend. This is how the transition game will go. That has to be a plan, and that must be continuous. It can't be today one thing and tomorrow another thing.
So what was your biggest difference between the three matches? Which performance did you feel was best of the three, and what do you think they have to do to improve, moving forward?
All right.
Well, obviously the best performance was the Costa Rica game, and the reason is that because the coach back was against the wall. They wanted points, so he opted for somebody in the middle of the park who will be able to control the ball, be confident on the ball, and don't rush it. So we had more possession. So we were more intricate in that game. We find the gaps, the spaces in between the defensive mid of the opposing team. So we look better. It's the most chance I've ever seen Jamaica created under Tapa Whitmore, because he started an out-and-out creative attacking midfield player. And hopefully he doesn't go back to playing two defensive mid with 4 forward just banging the ball downfield, or playing 3 defensive mid that we're struggling to create. Because most of our games, the reason why we struggle is because we lack possession. Yes, teams are technically better than us, but come on, we still have 1 or 2 people that are actually good on the ball. It's just unfortunate that Leon Bailey wasn't fit enough to be in this game as opposed to somebody like Junior Fleming. Because I'm sure that the space that was allowed to Flemings and company in that game, if somebody like Leon Bailey was there, then it's likely for us to see a better result. So it was just unfortunate we didn't have somebody like him in that front three as opposed to somebody like Corberg or Junior Flemings.
Well, in my opinion, I believe that Junior Flemings and Corberg really worked hard and played well. I think that also you have to look at the amount of chances that we created as a result of pressing and winning the ball, which is the work rate of Corberg and Junior. Junior got some chances himself to score. Corey did as well. A lot of good crosses came in. Shamar had several chances. The amount of chances that were created in this game was probably more than all the other games put together.
Combined, yes.
Yeah. So the system that he used worked. Did you watch the Xander? Did you watch a Sportsmax interview that they had with me on it? No, he never watches anything.
I got to watch a little of it, but I didn't.
All right, Zidane, did you watch it?
No. You know I'm a very busy man, you know. So that time when you're on, I'm probably at work.
Zidane,
Me too,
the
coach.
interview, I said, what did you say, Xander?
Me too, same reason.
Okay. You're at work. All right, boss.
But if you want to watch it, it is on the YouTube channel. I can go back and watch it.
You can go back and watch it. On it, I said to him to play a pressing game, to start Tyreek Magee, to bring on Walker with 20 minutes or so left to go, to play Corey Burke, to play Shamar Nichols, to play Flemings, and to press the team up and push. Every single thing that we said to do, he did it. And it shouldn't be that when Tapa's back is against the wall, that he listens to good reason and good advice. We need to maintain one particular system of play. And this one, with all 3 games that I played, one was boom ball, one was backing off, yeah? And this one was pressing and counter. We could have scored about 6 goals on counter, you know, in this game, last game, you know.
Yes.
Right? If this one was the best one, what he needs to do is to stick to it now, yeah? And if he can't manage it, to get someone who can help him to do it. You understand? But now it's not the time for us to be worrying about, oh, well, you know, we don't like Butler, we don't like this one, we don't like that one, I don't like Tapa. That's about the time for us to love Jamaica, because this is a great time for Jamaica. Which Jamaican sports agency has ever been ranked 19th in the world? In the world. Do you know how many agencies there are in the world, Zidane? Sports agencies?
Many, hundreds of thousands.
And we're number 19? Jamaican born and bred? Come on. Yeah? Our players have gone to England and beat up everybody? Come on. This is opportunity now for our country and to embrace the forward thinking and the forward movement. You know?
Yeah. And Tapa made a comment after as well. He said, you know, words online or social media don't play football. But the whole point of that isn't necessarily, you know, it's the same idea. People are trying to help him. He's probably trying to block some of that out. Yes, a lot of people are criticizing. Yes, a lot of people are instantly saying fire, fire, fire. But he should be listening to the ones who are actually trying.
If social media didn't play football, why is he so concerned about social media?
Yeah.
Why did he even post that on social media? Yeah. The reality is that social is just like in the past when things used to come by the mail and it will take you 2 weeks or so. It's now instant. So the social media has its purpose. Its purpose in getting a message out. Its purpose in getting people to understand the systems we should play. You know?
Yeah. How do you feel like Tapa, you know, listened out there or for the third match, or do you think it was just sort of himself, you know, trying to figure out the system on his own?
That's what I mean.
It's for easy then. Yeah.
So, repeat the question.
Yeah, do you feel like Tapa took some of the feedback after the first 2 matches from outside his circle, or do you think that it was still his and only his system that he was trying to rework for that third match?
I think it's a little bit of both in terms of desperation. You're losing 2 games. If you lose badly in Costa Rica, the likelihood is that you might lose your work, you might lose your job. And also, yes, he listened to people, football mind, because if you're a football person, you will know when somebody's making sense. And I'm sure when he realized that a lot of football minds, good football minds, are saying that Tyreek Magee is the key. You have to play him, you want to create, you want to keep the ball more. You want somebody to create good chance, help you to create good chance, create space. So I think it was a little bit of both, that he was in fear of
sure that
losing.
a lot of people were saying that?
Yeah, a lot of football people
were saying that.
Well,
a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying Tyreek wasn't weak. Tyreek not ready.
No, you're right, Craig. It's not a lot. You're right. It's not a lot. A few.
Nobody was saying it. I was saying it. Guys, me trading. I was saying Miss Esso.
Yeah.
Not only a lot of people are great football, man. Nobody believed in Tyreek.
You're right. Not a lot. I was saying it on a couple of hours.
Hey, Xander. When Tyreek was training with us at Phoenix, right? You remember the game against Tivoli?
Yeah.
What did I do when he was a running back?
Yes.
What did I do when he was not running back?
Did you take him off?
Exactly. Take him off. Go sit down. Look at how those players do it. And I want you to go home. And I said it to him. I said, unless you understand that you have to fight for every ball you get. I don't know if you heard me, Xander, after the game. Unless you understand you have to fight for every ball you get. And when you lose it, you have to put in the same enthusiasm. You will never make it as a professional. And that boy looked at me. Well, he's a man now. Looked at me and said, thank you, coach. And I saw him put in the work. You saw Tyreek. He bounced the man off of the field the other day.
Yes.
In the game.
He worked very hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Proud of him.
And he should have scored. He should have a couple big chances of opportunities.
But again, that one-time shot that he took, he would never have done that before. And the opportunity would have been lost because he'd have control it, try shift two people, and then go. But we had him training with the drill of death, man. He's going to get it.
Yeah, and that video is online. You can look at it in our thing. He just, he did it for how long? Like
200 balls,
200
one after the other, just over and over and over. But the key, as I said, what do you think is the future of Jamaican football now? Zidane, have you heard of Dujaun? Yeah.
No, what we need to do, all right. Everybody, we see the academy thing. Lot of persons trying this academy thing now. And we're happy for that because with academies, some might be better than some. At least we know that they will concentrate. Well, hopefully, they will concentrate on developing the technical skills of the players and the intelligence of the players. We understand it over the years that schoolboy football is our most popular football competition, but that's about winning. So, coach, they concentrate on getting the right formation in place and getting the best talent to win and get the praises. So that won't work. We have seen that we have qualified for one World Cup and we have struggled to qualify since because we lack players with the technical ability and the football intelligence. So hopefully, we're seeing a lot of these academies around Jamaica right now, which is good. So at least we know that persons now will concentrate, and all their job is to do is develop the technical skills and the football intelligence of these players. And hopefully, 5-10 years down the road, we're seeing they're implementing these systems to develop these players, and we have a culture of how we're going to play and all of that. So right now, what we're doing is looking at some talent, putting them together, and hope to qualify for World Cup. That won't work. So I'm happy to see that we have some more academies going around now, including yourself. You set the trend.
But there's a problem with that. And the problem with that is we're still going to end up with a Tower of Babel situation where everybody doesn't understand each other. Because if you have every academy being coached by different people doing different systems of play and development, you're still going to have people developed in totally different ways with no understanding, no system, no culture. It will be just as it is now. It will be new money cup starting all over. Yeah? New money cup starting all over. So the key, I think, is to put a manual in place, like what Belgium did. Put a manual in place that every academy adheres to. A system of development, methodology in coaching, training, certain things that they have to do every week in order for them to qualify for consideration for selection into the national team. That's how Belgium did it with Michel Slablon. And they created the golden generation of Belgium. The De Bruynes, the Hazards, the Benteke, the Courtois, the
It's cutting off.
Yeah, I'm not hearing. Yeah, it has frozen. I'm not hearing them at all.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you. I know you're hearing, but you're not hearing them.
You can hear them at all?
No, I'm not hearing them at all. I'm only hearing you. If he does gone completely.
Yeah.
So they have to reconnect.
Yeah. So we're kind of
So we are still on the live.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure because I can talk all day. You know that's my job. I talk.
So he's gonna check quick. If
Yeah, it's just you too.
Yeah, it's still just me and you in the live now.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about the point that I was making. So while Craig has a point that you might have different academy doing different things, but because they're gonna concentrate. You're back.
Okay, sorry. Are you carrying the show?
Yes, we were actually.
All right, sorry about that. We just had a quick knocking in there, but it looks like it kept going.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I was lamenting that Craig may have a point that you might have different academies doing different things in terms of the system. But the important thing is that they concentrate on developing high technical people. Because once the technique is at a high level, if we have 3 Leon Baileys and they're playing different system, at least you know that you have high quality players. You can always fix in terms of them understanding the best system. So yes, they might not be playing the system that is best for them and the country, but at least we know that we have high quality players if they concentrate on developing the technical skills from an early age.
Yeah, but again, you're wrong because what happens is we don't have a lot of coaching development, so the coaches themselves don't know exactly what to teach.
Oh,
you know. So for example, the other day, Brandon, we were running through all the technical skill sets that we should do to pop up the turn, pirouette, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every time we play against another academy, I realize these guys don't have the skill sets we do. They don't have the focus, not just on the tactical, but the technical is not there. Because who may be coaching them may not be coached in how to develop technical. So that's why, for example, you would have someone says that, okay, you have to do these 3 skill sets. You have to do the Cruyff, you have to do the Christy chop, you have to do the pop-up or whatever it is every day, 3 times a day, at the academy. They have to do crosses from the right, they have to cut in on the left and shoot. They have to do these drills because a lot of these clubs and academies, what they do is they just come and play football. Yeah, because the coach himself don't know to teach the technical side. So they just bring them and come and play football because they can't teach them.
Yes.
And so if we have a manual like this, you must do this, and this. If he didn't know it before, he will know now. And he will have to do it and try it. And then what we could do is set up where a national coaching panel goes around to each academy and teaches, shows them, and give them something to work with so they can continue. So it's not about when you become technically competent is when you'll be able to execute tactically. No matter how much tactics you may come with or systems, if the players are not technically competent to use dribble with both feet, shoot with both feet, pass with both feet, tackle with both feet, you won't make it. One of the the biggest assets that one of our centre backs and left back, Dante Peralta, has. And the Sheffield United coach, head of recruitment, liked him for it. He said, you have a centre back that plays off both feet. In other words, if you put the ball on left side, him dribble with his left foot and pass with his left. If it's on his right side, dribble with his right and pass with his right. So he'll always be able to create options either side without having to worry about it or switch feet. You know?
Yes, I understand. Because if you're going to develop players, you have to have somebody who understands what they need to do to develop players. You're correct. So we have the interest. It's the most popular sport in Jamaica. A lot of young boys are running around playing football. If you gather them, if you get them together, and the person who is in charge of them do understand the levels is at the level that they need to be to improve these players, then they won't improve. They might improve in some regard, but not what you want them to be. So it is important for us to improve the coaches. So you tell me, Craig, what should we do to improve our coaches in Jamaica? Because you're right, a lot of people are coaching people, and when you listen to them talk, they don't really understand. I understand the game more than them, and I'm a journalist. So yes, how do we improve our coaches in Jamaica?
Well, the same thing that we do with the players, we should do with the coaches. I'm willing to help to teach them the Phoenix way, to share it in terms of technique. And I'm also willing to work with the JFF to ensure that they get practicums overseas, which is where they go and they train with, say, a gang for 2 months, and they go there, help the coach, but they also observe and learn, and also send them away to do their badges in Europe. So they get their FA licenses, but they are learning at the same time,
Indeed.
It's important.
Good. It's very, 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 very important because we want these players to be in the hands. Because you are only one man, you will not see all the players in Jamaica. So, for example, in rural Jamaica, they play football in these communities in rural Jamaica. It would be good if we have coaches with a high quality in those rural communities helping with these players' development. So we need to improve our coaching. It's an excellent point.
Exactly. And not just that, but we bring them in to the JFF headquarters, the training headquarters. Bring it, just like how you do camps with the kids.
Yes.
You do camps with the coaches. Bring them in for a weekend training module. How to do this, how to do that, how to do the technical side. You understand? The skill sets. Yeah? Free kicks. How to teach free kicks. A lot of people can't do that. Apart of Xander.
Yes.
Who teach you to kick the ball?
You.
Who teach you to shoot?
You,
You can shoot harder than me now?
Yes.
Can you shoot harder than me now?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Next time you come back, we have a competition. Leon lost last time.
All right, sure.
But the point I'm making, I have to open the door. The point I'm making is that the coaches must be competent enough to show the players how to do it.
Yeah. So
yes, that's definitely
to that, I want to ask, do you feel that the JFF should bring on, or should bring, because Craig's always a proponent of this, more coaches from overseas to at least advise Tapa, not necessarily take over his role. I know they brought in Paul Hall as well, but obviously Craig always talks about being able to get Dimitri Dekande, who he says is willing to come. Do you think that could definitely help the coaching staff here in Jamaica?
Yes, but we have to ensure that, because you don't want to bring somebody in because you think that everything overseas is better than everything Jamaican. That's not necessarily the case. So you want to ensure that whoever you're bringing in is tried and proven and have a resume that you say, listen, this resume is excellent. He has shown history of developing quality players, and you can name them. So yes, if it's going to be an elite individual, we need to bring them in if we can afford to help with the development of our coach. So definitely, if that is required, because at the end of the day, we have to admit that Jamaica is not the greatest in terms of culture, in terms of football development, etc. So if we can get the help to teach us, to help us, then we should take it if we can afford to do so.
Yeah.
You know have you ever heard of the Conde's pedigree? Dimitri
Yes,
Conde.
yes. I've heard it from you.
Kevin De Bruyne,
Yes.
Carrasco, Courtois, Benteke.
Yes.
All of those went through his hand, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Won the Belgian Cup, won the Belgian FA, carried them far in the Europa Cup, far in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Come inside my office.
Yeah. What we want?
Far in the Champions League, so it's.
He would be good. He would be useful, not as the head coach for the national team right now, because the players who we have right now, for the most part, they are what they are already. I would want somebody like that to be the man who controls how we develop football, and as you always mention, the system. So he would be the overall person who decide how the under 17 or the under 15.
No. He doesn't have time for that.
Oh Lord.
He's the head of KRC King. So he will be coming just like how Leon Bailey would come. International break and come and him help you. So he's a tactician, right? The person who would help Jamaica to put those things in place, how you develop young players coming up, what are the systems, what are the training developments and all of that, is me. I'm the only man here capable of doing it. I'm the only man with the experience to do it. I'm the only man who is Jamaican that have gone and learned from Germany, Belgium, Slovakia, wherever, Holland, and still have the culture to impart it. So, truth and in fact, if you don't use me, you're not going to get nobody who can do both. It won't happen. And I'm not showing off, it's reality.
And the thing is, you're here and
I'm here. So you can't, and anybody else, did you just realize that we have the 19th highest transfer money made in this period? Phoenix Sports Management. Yeah. So somebody willing to do it for you for free, you need to understand what it's about. Yeah. You need to understand what you're getting. You can't kick a gift horse in the mouth. Leon Bailey was taught to play football by Craig Butler. Xander Bicknell, who you see shooting from 30 yards against Aston Villa, was taught to play and shoot by Craig Butler. So Jamaica, if we want to develop our players to a high level, needs to be the coaches need to be taught how to do it the way that I did it by me. Because nobody else can teach you how to do it that way. And anyone who is able to do it is not going to be willing to do it, and not a Jamaican that live here. And the only Jamaican sports agency that has gone to number 19 in the world in a bus. I'm the only Jamaican to become a Premier League club president, you know. Cost it what it will. I'm the only Jamaican to train and develop his own academy and take them to Europe and beat KRC Genk, beat Aston Villa, beat Crystal Palace, beat Port Vale, beat all of these clubs, whatever. We're not showing off, but the truth of it is you really don't want to learn how we did it? If you really don't want to learn how we did it, and you're looking at, well, Craig Butler's ego or Craig Butler's this or what, then you're an idiot. And I would say to you now, if the JFF don't take advantage of this opportunity, they're idiots. And they don't deserve to go to a World Cup. They don't deserve to be at the helm of a team that goes to a World Cup. If they don't take look at Xander Bicknell. Xander Bicknell is 16 years old and he's never been called for any youth teams in Jamaica. Yet he's on Sky Sport and everybody is talking about the gem that he is, the shots that he takes, the technique that he is, the physique that he's a young Steven Gerrard. Dujaun Richards, he's 15 now. Never been called for a national team, youth team. 5 of the players, Zidane, that went to Europe, to England and played, had the age to play in Jamaica's under 15 the other day. And we lose, I think, every match or draw or whatever. Just dismal performance. Horrible. Come on. And this thing where we have this consistent thing about, oh, well, Butler is going to want to put in his Phoenix players. Hell yeah. Why should Xander Bicknell be the best available midfielder? Because he plays for Phoenix. Only 2 Phoenix must go, so he has to stay away. So other people can get a player in that may not be as good as him for our country. That makes sense to you?
No, it doesn't.
Does it make sense to you?
No. But I'm sure.
What is this? Let's share up the pie.
No, it should.
This
it should
idea that they have, you know. How were the under 15 players selected from Jamaica? They were told each parish association send 2 players from your parish. 2 best players. What
That's
if
not how
one parish had 7 players? What if, and that's a quick fix because they don't know. They don't know the players. They don't have time to recruit. Yeah. Yeah. So they don't go and say, okay. So they have to rush and say, okay, you send 2, you send 2, you send 2, and then we pick from there. No. What if one academy had 8? Jamaica College won Pepsi, I think, in under 14 in 2019 with 8 or 9 players from Phoenix All-Star Football Academy. Should they have said, no, we need to get some from Ballers and some from Harborview and some from whatever, and so we have an even amount of players playing from different clubs on the school team? Or should they pick the best players no matter where they came from?
Best possible players. Best players available.
You understand? Xander Bicknell went to Campion before he went to Germany. Right, Xander?
Yes, good.
Right, Xander? Okay.
Yes, good.
No. If Xander... Hold on 1 second. You have to come inside and come to my office on an interview. Yeah? Come inside and come in. You're outside? Okay. Yeah, so the point I'm making is, right? Xander went to Campion, which is a school not renowned for football. So if they called the national team and they went to Jamaica College and Kingston College and St. George's College, they wouldn't even call Campion out. So he would be totally overlooked.
Yes.
Have you seen, can we get Xander?
Yeah.
I want you to see his performance against Aston Villa. Let me see.
But Zidane, what are your thoughts on what coach is talking about here?
No, we have had the discussions on various sports, not only football. That listen, it's all about picking the best possible team. It doesn't matter, even if because West Indies cricket is about players from different territories. So if the best team is 10 Trinidad players, they pick the 10 players from Trinidad. It doesn't matter if it's only 10 players will be there from Trinidad, because if it's your best team, it's your best team. So it should matter where the players come from, who coach them. If you think they are the best, then you pick them. You don't try to strip the pie and try and make everybody happy. You won't be successful in that regard. So I think he's
absolutely not. So that Roddy Speed been developing talent for some time as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this would be probably Whisper's goal.
Oh yeah, the first Whisper's goal.
Yeah.
I think I have to find the one that you sent me of Xander's ones. So
Can we send it to you again?
Yeah, send it to me again.
Because it's important we see this, yeah.
All right, so we'll get that up in a second. We have a comment here. It's an interesting comment from Richard Stewart. It says nepotism is rampant in Jamaican football. Craig, don't be part of it. What do you have to say to that comment?
Unfortunately, I can't say that online. What I would want to say.
I see.
It's not nepotism. If the youth better than what is there, he's not my son. He's Nicola Bittnell's son and Bruce
Exactly.
Bittnell's son.
That's what I was going to say.
If he deserves to be in the national team and he's better than what's there, he deserves to play. Don't tell me bullshit about nepotism. Yeah, that's just the age-old foolishness you guys do.
Yeah. So, Dan, how do you feel the selection process? Okay. Well, how do you think about the selection process for not just for the senior team but for the youth teams? How do you think that should be improved?
No, well, for the senior team, you will have you'll likely have the coach picking the best possible players because his job is on the line. If he picks somebody who is not as good as somebody else and it's glaring, because if it's close, he might have his favorite, but he's not going to leave somebody out if he's clearly his best player because his job depends on results. Now, at the youth level, that might not be the case.
Explain to me then.
I think that the problem in terms of the biasness is really at the
youth
explain
level. To me what
I'm not hearing Craig.
Me neither.
Explain to me why Leon Bailey, if he was one of the best and tearing down Belgium at the time, was not selected until he was 21 years old.
They said you were reluctant to release him.
Look at this.
That's what they said.
No. They did not choose him for quite some time, and then I said, "Now you want him when you can't hide him anymore." Yeah. So let's watch this video, and you tell me what you think.
That's against Villa.
That's against Aston Villa.
Yeah, we'll keep it on loop while we talk.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about? I mean, these are the two of his best highlights, but he was over the course of the match. I mean, he was all over the pitch. So, when you see this, do you feel like Xander deserved to be in that team? I mean, if he can perform like this and against Aston Villa.
Well, I'm not in a position to determine if he should be a part of the team because I would have to see the other players. But I believe the selection process at the youth level is not the best. That's how they do it, as Craig said. They send out to the clubs, they send out to the different associations, send who you think is their best player, and it just can't work like that. It just can't work like that at all. I think they probably need to hire somebody to go around and look at. Go to Phoenix Academy when you're training to look at Craig players. Go to Ballers. Go to all over the place to look at the players. And then you decide who the best players are.
Yeah, do they have a player? Well, what is the process? Yeah, and then who's that person now? Do they have a person that goes around and looks at all these players? They don't have any such person.
They have no such person.
You don't have it?
No.
Nobody in recruitment for the national team.
So then how do they recruit and do? They just from hearsay? Is how
hearsay and some coach, they call the coaches at whichever school that they know and they say, "Oh well, this guy is good." Meanwhile, the coaches themselves aren't that good. Yeah, so they wouldn't even know to identify talent. You know?
Yeah.
When Tyreek Magee before this game, if you ask anyone else that Tyreek Magee would have played like that, played with his heart like that, made the through passes like that, and performed like that, they would have said no. Yeah? Yeah? That's a lie they told on Craig. His sons were doing well in Belgium, and the TD technical director said he was ordinary. Yeah, they said Leon Bailey was ordinary. Yeah. Now, if Leon Bailey is ordinary, but did anyone Zidane? How do you connect the dots with the technical director of the national team at the time, being also the technical director at Harborview FC? How does that work for you?
Not ideal because his players would be at Harborview. He's a Harborview man. It means I'm not saying he was, but the possibility does lie where he could be biased because he's a Harborview man and he brings in players for Harborview. So you would see most of the Harborview players there. So our players of his liking. So you want somebody who is independent, really. It would be ideal for you to have someone that is independent, being the technical director. So they are just determining and looking at in their own eyes who's better than who. So no, I didn't like it.
But even so, though, Zidane, when you're going to say that a Leon Bailey that's tearing up Belgium, scoring the best goal in the Europa League, is ordinary.
That was while he was playing.
He was playing in the senior team, dominating the Europa League, scoring the best goal of the Europa League, making the best 11 in the Europa League. This man said Leon, and he was a national technical director at the time. He said Leon Bailey was ordinary. So if he's going to say Leon Bailey is ordinary, he's going to say Whisper is no good.
Yeah.
Xander is no good. Because whether they beat in the top, the winner of the English Premier League, the English FA Cup for U18 or not, at 15 and 16 years old, they're no good. Watch this. This is the touches of Xander for the game, right? Xander, can you take us through some of this, please? We wanted to see what you were thinking at the time and what was happening. Take us through.
Well, I can't really see much of it, coach. It's just showing.
Yeah,
it's just freezing. Yeah.
I just to talk about your performance.
Talk about your performance in the Aston Villa game and what you were trying to do and so on.
Well, at the start, I started it off just get a few passes off. Obviously, we're really focused going into the game. We played a lot of games before that. Like for the whole week, we had like 5 days of matches straight. And I got a goal early in the game. That gave me confidence. I think I played a really good game after that. I was playing very simple.
So Xander, tell me this. Why is it that whenever you score, you don't celebrate? You just turn and walk back? I always wondered about that. You never ever celebrate.
For what? It was a friendly coach.
Eh?
Except for what? It's just a friendly.
But yeah, and then
How many assists did you have also with goals?
how many assists?
Now look at even with the touches that he's having, you're seeing the system at play at Phoenix. Look, just watch it. Even when they lose the ball, the press. Well, they build out of the back.
Yeah.
See it? But out to the wings. Isolation, the wing are gone. The cross is coming.
Yeah. Xander was asking how many assists did you have during this tour?
I'm not sure exactly how much. I didn't get a lot of assists, but there are a lot of times where I'd win the ball and then I'd play it to the person who assists the goal. Probably about 2 or 3 assists throughout the whole thing. And
Is playing for Jamaica one of your goals or your ambitions in football?
yes, 100%. Yeah, just I wanted to since I started playing football. Since I've been at Phoenix, I wanted to. But obviously, I prefer to just work really hard and train and improve until the point where I get good enough to play for them. And yeah.
Wow. Good ball control a while ago. Good finish right on the edge of the 18. Zidane, are you watching this?
Yes, but it's difficult. It's moving slowly. I'm not seeing it clearly.
Yeah, it's just pictures, coach. Basically, it's just pictures.
Yes.
I think the internet's not too strong today, but I mean this will be up as well, so you guys can watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it later.
I have to leave you guys in about 6 minutes or so, though.
Okay, let me ask.
No problem.
Let me ask this, then. How important is it? Actually, in the current system, when we put up these videos, you can go in and watch the full Aston Villa clip now. There's training videos that are going to be starting to come up. I mean, do the coaches or how much do you think these type of video were being used to recruit the youth? I know there isn't much in general, but do you think if there's enough video footage, it's a benefit to a player so that the coaches out in Jamaica can at least have a chance to watch this, or do you think they'll just ignore this and continue with how they were recruiting before?
Definitely the video is important because, as I said, there's no person hired to scout young players, youth players in Jamaica for the youth teams. So having videos, and so they can go and find it, because everybody has a smartphone now and you can go on YouTube. So it is important to have these videos so they can see the technical skills and the awareness, because you want the midfielders with a brain, understand where the game is, see the passes before everybody else, before the defenders close down the space. So yes, having evidence of how good the players are is very, very important.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, we were muted. Oh, geez. So we're going to say that we're actually going to. We have Whisper coming in now. We're going to answer some questions, and we'll let Zidane and Xander, you guys go. Sorry for some of the difficulties today, guys. They're too strong. But Zidane, as always, it's a pleasure for having you in here. And Xander, thank you for always joining in. Any last words, Zidane? You first. Any last words?
I enjoyed it. It's always good to discuss football with players and people who understand the game, to analyze the game at a high level. So always, once I'm available, I will join you guys to discuss any footballing topic of anybody's choice.
All right, thank you, Zidane. And Xander, you have any last words?
Yeah, just thank you very much for having me on it. I tried to go on the week. I couldn't go on the week before or last week because I was asleep. Because obviously the time difference. But today I was packing, so I was awake for it. So yeah, and it was good. I like talking about it, and Zidane understood
you want to say
a lot.
Anything to Whisper?
About
you got Whisper in the.
See your brother here. You know, see Dujaun. The part that cry.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. H.
All right, so Xander, we're going to go and go sleep. Love and respect.
All right, good. Thank you.
Love. All right, see you. All right, so we have joining us now in the. Come on, Richard. Come on. Ay, ow,
Careful.
ow! I hit my knee.
You
Ow,
okay?
ow. My knee. It hurts.
Okay.
Anyway.
You okay?
Whoa. Yes, I'm okay. It just hurts.
You want to go out first?
I want to go cry. No, I'm okay. Come on. Okay, come on, Richie.
Yes.
All right. You sure you're okay?
Yeah, it only lasts for a little while, and it's.
All right, so we have of course Mr. Richards. Richards
How you doing?
joining
Pleased
us.
to meet you. Pleased to meet you, everybody.
Of Richie and Royal,
Richie's and Royalty
Richie's and
Sports.
Royal Sports of fame,
Yeah.
and of course we have Whisper, Dujaun Whisper Richards here joining us, who we always talk about and who has all his highlights. So how you guys feeling? How are you feeling?
It's been overwhelming. You know, I mean, the phone never stopped ringing. It's just a joy, you know, to show and to show the appreciation and show the love that we've got.
Yeah.
I mean, Jamaica has been our home and always going to be our home, but it's mostly overseas players that try to, contact us or try to be friends with us. We have new friends each and every day now. So, we just try to keep it the family way, the Phoenix way, because that's how we do it. And, going forward, that's us.
Okay. And Whisper, how are you feeling now from that trip? I mean, I think this is the first time you've been here or in person. How are you feeling? How did you feel about the past few weeks?
Well, I'm good. I was missing training for about I come from England, missed training for that's about 2 weeks. So I will be on the pitch tomorrow. See my teammates who I've missed so much.
So how do you feel about the performance that you did over there?
Well, I think I performed great, but not great enough. There's always room for improvement all times, but I think I performed great.
No, you're a man of very few words, yeah? But let me take us through what it felt like when you came off of the plane for the first time in England, yeah? And you went and trained the first day.
Well, it was a joy to be there. Well, as I was in the Jamaican airport, I tell myself I will be going to work for my family, my team.
Travis?
You want to bring Travis on?
Yeah, bring on Travis. I think that's him.
Me about coffee.
Hey, Travis, can you hear us?
Big Bites.
Yeah.
Hi, Travis. How are you?
Good, you?
We can't see you though. We're seeing everything else but
Yeah,
you.
because you didn't tell me say it's dark.
Oh. Okay, no problem. It's all right. We can hear you.
Okay.
Tell us about. I'm here with Whisper and Odile and Brandon. You coached these boys when you were up there.
Yeah.
What did it feel like coaching them and your experience? What was it like when you were there? Because you helped to prepare them, and then you went over to England and tell us about it, the experience.
It was a good experience, honestly. I was surprised about the boys' performance individually and as a team. They did really well. They played some brilliant football, and you could see that all the hard work that they have put in over the course of this time to prepare for the trip. They did really, really well. So I'm really proud.
Can you turn off the heat? Sorry, turn off the heat.
Hey, That's good. They're really proud. I heard some of the comments. One of the videos that we got back, we heard when he said, sit in the formation and leave the liquor house, you know. I remember hearing that, you know. Why? It's like, you know, eh?
Yeah, you know, it's what you learn.
See myself, it's like me coaching them. I literally cried. You know,
it's what
very proud of
it's what I learned. You know, just pass on some the experience and things that I learned. You know, and the knowledge that I have to the boys, and they executed really well. Like, I mean, they played many games in the short space of time, and they did extremely well. Like, I don't think a lot of people or players could do that. Like, games the next day and the games in hours, and that's crazy. And for them to perform like how they did, I mean, that's crazy. And as I said, I'm extremely proud of them as a team and individually.
So Travis, we're here with Whisper. What are your thoughts on Whisper's performance, and how do you feel? How do you feel that this experience improves him as a player?
It will improve him because now he see that how football is supposed to be played, like, and he will see that he will learn like how these people play, because
you're breaking up by
you have this, but when he came over, he saw that it was a team thing, and he was more helping out the team, and his positioning were perfect, and he was doing so much for the team, even though he was attacking while defending, and everything he did was good. But he has a lot to learn, and I think he's on the right path.
What about the pressing game? How did our pressing game look versus the opponents? And was it effective?
Yeah, our pressing game was good. I mean, I think one of the reasons why it was good because the guys know each other, and they know that when someone goes, they will cover that person, and they did everything to win the ball up front, so we can attack and score up front. So the pressing game in the opponent's half was really, really good. And then, you know, immediately as we win it, we open up and then play our football.
So who would you say were your top 5 performers there?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to pick because, like, as I said, everybody was on their game. And but for me, I would like players that are I would consider that work extremely hard would be Whisper, Dante, Putty, Xander for sure, and Isco, and even RJ, the goalkeeper. When he came in like for a short period of time, and with his weight and everything, he did extremely well. It's made extremely a lot of couple blocked out a couple shots, and that was really good.
So I hear you say Dante. Now, every time I hear Dante, I smile because from where Dante is coming from. And if somebody was to tell you that Dante, who you named Dip, I won't add the rest of it, at 6 years old would become as good as he is now, would you believe that?
No. Growing up, Dante wasn't a football player. He didn't like the sport at all. He just wanted to play video games, stay home, and chill and be around his mom. So for him to be playing football now and doing what he does on the field, it's incredible. I mean, he's improved like every day, and for that, you know, you have to commend him.
Absolutely. So what was it like going to those academies? So, Mikey, I mean, you were raised dreaming about all of this, right? Because all of us, when we were growing up, we think England is a mother country. We want to go there to show, you know, you're playing. Like tomorrow, Leon is playing against Chelsea for Aston Villa. That was like the dream, you know? How does it feel to actually be there and representing us as Phoenix Sports Management there?
It's I mean, you know, when we were remember when we were playing FIFA 07, it was all a dream. We were using Manchester United, we were using Chelsea, we were using all these teams, and then now to go in the stadium to witness like teams, big teams, legends that we played with us in video games, to seeing them and experience it. It was really, really good. And like for the academies over here, it's like top. Like the structure, everything is really, really good. And it like details, even the way they play, they have to wet the grass so the ball move fast, so the play doesn't move slow, things like that. And one time in the game, I remember against Aston Villa, they wet the half that they were attacking us in, so the ball keep shooting, and and our guys had to adjust to that. So for me, like the experience and seeing all these things, it's wonderful. I mean, I can't explain it. I think you'd have to see it to believe it.
Wow. Really excited for me to see that too, and to see you guys all doing so well. Um, how do you feel, Mr. Richards, as a father? As a
The,
father,
as a father, all these Phoenix boys extremely proud. I mean, I do one-on-one with individual players from time to time, and I will say to them, this can be the mecca you and where you go in life from here. And football is at Phoenix is just not football. It's who's going to be a sports commentator, who's going to be a manager, who's going to be a doctor, even a pilot to fly the plane to carry these players. We teach these boys that, and these boys embrace it and go into these bigger countries where football is phenomenal. They grow to understand what we teach them.
absolutely. Wow. When I think about where Leon is now,
Yeah.
yeah, and where we are. Travis, did you see the news that just came out?
He dropped out.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. He dropped out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they think about this, right? In the world of agents, the world of agents and managers and all these guys, Phoenix. You can put it up, Bernard.
Yeah, let me find it here.
Take a look at this. Take a look at this, guys. Phoenix. Look at this.
Okay.
Agencies with the highest cumulative transfer. And you have the big boys up there. And you see all those flags, the countries they're from, and all of that. All those flags, 123 million, that. And then you go down, and right there, at number 19,
Phoenix Sports.
it's Phoenix Sports Management.
The Jamaica flag.
With the Jamaica flag. How that make you feel, Richie?
I'm extremely proud, and this is just the beginning because we have players that can exceed that. So it's just the beginning of greater things to happen.
Important thing is to stay close, stay strong, keep motivating our country. Don't let anybody come in and mess with our thing. We just focus,
Yeah.
That's the key. So many players have fallen to the wayside because people call in, and the head gets swell and they get confused. Keep the focus. We can make it happen,
Yeah.
Let's look at some of Whisper's clips, can we?
Yep. Well, let me put up the first one you sent to me.
Just had it a while ago. Let's watch this. Whisper, take us through these clips.
Unreal.
My intention was to pass the ball to Dujaun.
Oh, yeah?
And then I looked up and the keeper was on his 18 yard. And I said I could do it and have the confidence. So I did it.
You heard that, Shelly? Pass Whisper. Whoa! And that's a typical cutting from you and shoot, finish. This one is even nicer. Yeah. Could they match your pace out there? No. You remember when you came here how slow you were?
Yeah.
You remember Richie?
Yeah, you say it was slow like molasses.
It's like molasses. The way it's slow.
And I told you that he would never be slow for long because he's just
Right, yeah. This is when you were younger.
This is
Holland.
no.
Maastricht.
Yeah, that's Holland. That's Maastricht.
Clinical finishing. You know? How many goals you scored?
I think 18
18 or 16.
16 to 18.
In 5-6 games, or how many
About
games?
7 games.
7 games. How do you, even though you had those great performances, what do you think you could have improved on during these matches?
Well, the goals, I could score like 30 goals.
Yeah.
So you missed some.
Yes, I could score like 30 goals.
That means we have to work on it. We have to train harder on the finishing. Make sure consistency in the finishing. Catch him there, you see?
It's funny how
Cutting on the left.
Yeah.
Believe them, shoot with the left. Cut back out on the right and finish with the right.
it's almost like 16 goals was a poor performance.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, he did it in Pepsi too. How many scored in Pepsi?
29.
29. In how many games?
7 games or 8 games.
So Craig, what's next for Wisp?
When I fly out, man, getting him into Europe now. Needs to move.
Mhm.
There's a period at which you say, okay, you know, iron sharpens iron. So it's a point at which we have to get him into the environment where he's competitive every day. In truth and in fact, Phoenix don't have anyone in Jamaica to challenge us at this age. I don't think anywhere. You know, if we're playing Premier League teams and beating them, it's they're selecting. Look at it this way: they're selecting players to go and join the national team out of the Premier League teams, and we're beating the Premier League teams.
That's true.
With 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
So there's a point at which we have to say, okay, well, let's move on to the next crop and get Whisper and Xander and Dante in the environment where they can compete, fight hard, muster, you know, IO into Belgium where they can really perform and Germany and really be challenged by all the best players in the world, young players in the world. So that is key. What is also key though and important is that they maintain their education because they'll be going as transfer students to go to school, and school is a priority. So we want to make sure because Don said cannot be a good footballer, no matter how you look at it. So anytime you have a footballer that's really good, he has brains. It's just if you just haven't said okay, turn it on in this direction,
Right.
So the academics is key, and we're going to make sure that all of that is in place first and foremost. And get them there. We should be leaving, I think, maximum of 2 weeks or so. We'll be gone. Join Xander and Dante.
In Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Into school. Yeah. St. George's College in Cologne, because you've been accepted there already. So you know that, right? You have all the paperwork. Yeah. So for me, I want to see the other behind Whisper is another player. There's a little one called Crocodile. There's Skylar. There's Demo.
And you hear a lot about Skylar already.
And if Whisper doesn't take the next step, because he's only a year or so, maybe a year or two older than them maximum. So one of them, I think, close in age to Demo. And he's a good talent. He's close in age, but he will never get a chance to play if Whisper is there. So we need to develop Whisper, move him on, get him into a sure that Jamaica doesn't ignore him. You understand? And ignore the other players around him. A big thing that they like to do is they'll take your best player and leave your next best, and put in players that are 10 steps behind them just because they're from a club that they're associated with.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we have stood firm with at Phoenix is if, for example, Whisper is our top striker, but we have a winger in Buster that's deadly, don't?
Yeah.
Deadly. Brilliant. Must make it at the higher level. But then they ignore him and they just want Buster, Whisper for the national team. Then you say, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because Whisper could be Buster's position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it because you want, equality? I don't think that can work.
Yeah.
There's no equality in football. The best of the best must play.
That's why the top get hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
And you can't. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, maybe we can go through. If anybody has any questions for Whisper, I mean, he's here. While
ask
you
him
can.
questions for Whisper. He's right here.
And if like I said, while you can, because maybe in the future it's going to be very hard to.
Hey, Michael, I know you don't know this, but we've been to Whisper. Let me make Whisper tell you.
All right,
how many countries have you been to already, Whisper? At 15?
Like 7, 8.
Which ones? Tell me them.
England.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah.
I've been to Cayman.
Yeah. So, how many teams have you played against Genk?
Yes.
What was the score?
4-3.
How many goals did you score?
I check.
Okay. So we win.
Yes.
Okay. You played against Maastricht?
Yeah.
How many goals did you score?
5.
How many? What was the score?
5-1.
So we beat them 5-1.
And he scored 5.
Fine. All right. We played against. Who else we played against? The other Belgian teams. What's the Belgian teams, huh? We win all of them. You played against any teams in Holland? Yes. Maastricht. You played against any teams in Germany?
Bayern Leverkusen.
What was the score?
We got 7-4.
Yeah.
And the big team, big job.
1-1 or 2-1?
2-1.
2-1, yeah. So we're able to match up against the best academies in the world. Yeah. And Whisper has already been exposed, and we've already been doing that. So every year we go on a tour and we play these teams as a unit, because when you send a player on a trial, they probably don't pass the ball to him. He doesn't speak the language of the other players. So he never gets a chance to really show what he can do. But when you take the team as a unit and you say, okay, Bayer Leverkusen, we're coming to play you, and we play against them, then you see the quality of the player. And the opponent, the clubs get to see the quality of the player. So players like Whisper can shine. He can say, listen, I played against Genk and we beat them 4-3 and I scored 3 goals. Yeah? What happened after that? You stayed for a week, right?
Yeah.
And training them, yeah? And how did you perform in your training?
Well, I did perform well. I scored 2 goals in this training.
Yeah. So we have a lot of questions. We have
Let's answer some of them.
360 Zone asks, I think applaud you, Greg.
Yeah.
As a coach and a role model, you teach them not only soccer basic skills but also social skills like discipline, patience, determination, and teamwork. You should try for Jamaica. But that's always something you're a proponent of teaching the academy how to cook, clean, to speak. And now we're doing a lot of media training too, right?
In fact, we're bringing Laura Butler migrated. Laura Butler was the head of the Miss Jamaica World, and she does a lot of corporate training in etiquette and public speaking, image projection. And with this group, we are actually bringing Laura Butler back to Jamaica to come and work with not just Phoenix, but all young players. We're going to start doing seminars for the young players in Jamaica, all the clubs, all the national team players, public speaking, image projection, how to carry yourself, ambassadorship. Yeah, people don't understand what ambassadorship is.
Yeah.
If, for example, you want to represent Nike, you have to carry yourself in a certain way. you have to ensure that you're not caught doing things that would not impress a parent, of a child. Because the impression you leave is the impression is not only on you, it's on Nike, the product that whichever product you're endorsing. So it's important that they learn this early, because a lot of people don't know that.
Kimak asks, Whisper, I noticed you're left-footed. Can you shoot with your right foot?
Yeah, I guess they weren't watching the videos. I guess they weren't watching the videos. Out of those 16 goals that he scored in England, 6 was with the right foot. I haven't seen a header. He scored little goals with his head. But if he gets it in the air, he can score as well. Yes, he can use his right foot.
Tell us about your right foot development.
Well, I could not use my right foot at the club where I was at the time. As soon as I come to Phoenix, coach was pressuring me. If the ball come on my right foot, I should use it. And if I don't use it, they stop the game or I come off the field and run for the rest of the day.
Not just that, but remember that for a period of time, maybe about a month or so.
No goal.
No, he was not allowed to touch the ball with the left foot for over a month.
Could he score with his left foot? Any goal that he scored with his left foot was a no goal.
No goal.
He has to score with his right foot.
Someone wants to ask some questions?
There's a lot of comments. Thank you all for all the comments. There's a lot of good comments, obviously, saying big up and thank you.
How do we save those comments? Because I want to see them and read them after.
Yeah, you can go back if you go back to the YouTube stream, you'll see them all.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll show you after. We try. There's a lot of comments a day. I see there was a lot of conversation going on with each other here. Yeah. It's a good look beating youth teams like Aston Villa, but in reality, most of these young youths at academies in the UK don't end up in the Premier League. It's a huge step up from a U23 to Premier League. What do you think about that comment?
I don't think so. That the development of the club, especially in a country like England, where you don't, in order to get a work permit in England, you have to be in the top level. So you find that many of the slots in the clubs in the Premier League have to go to English players. Mm-hmm. So these academies are focusing on developing lots of their talent. John Terry, I think, wasn't he from Aston Villa?
John Terry? Was there Aston Villa or Chelsea?
I think he was from. I know he was at Aston Villa in the academy recently.
John Terry was West Ham.
Yeah. West Ham, yeah. But what I'm saying is they build a lot of players now are coming out of their academies. Grealish was from the academy at West Ham, at Aston Villa. Yeah. So it's no, the quality of the coaching, the development is good. I think even this was something that I felt so good about Brandon, that I actually want to share it. I want them to see it, because it means a lot to us, as a unit and as a family, and as a nation, because this is what will make other people actually believe in what I'm saying. I'm going to send it to you now, and if you can post it, I'd really appreciate it.
That's how you're sending WhatsApp?
Send it to your WhatsApp.
Kim Mack also says he believes Xander will be the next big thing.
Whisper?
No, Xander.
Xander,
yeah. A lot of players will be the next. That's the thing.
They should see Isco. He turns on a dime. Mario Sims turns on a dime. One of the most consistent players. Gentlemen, is it on yet?
Not yet.
Tell me when you're going to put it on. But what I want you guys to do is to listen to what the technical director of the academy, the technical director of the academy for Aston Villa, the champions of FA Cup champions of England, has to say about our style of play and system. Very important. Listen to it.
We certainly enjoyed the experience. Really good for us as well. Okay,
Your style of play was really good. The way that you played the game. Obviously, your finishing skills are excellent, and your attacking play is very, very good. So well done to you. Okay, and thank you. I hope the rest of your trip. When do you go home? Friday. You've played some other teams as well, haven't you? Yes, we did. Okay, so I hope you've had a great experience. All right, so thank you. Take care.
Thank you for having me. Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead.
How did it feel to have Casey walk up and talk for her again for the 100th time? She doing a good job?
Yes, she did a good job. It wasn't she alone. It was her sister was there with her.
Yeah.
So it wasn't she alone, but she did the most.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
We have someone commenting, Clayton. The very first time I saw Leon play was at Montego Bay Sports Complex against Cayman Island, and I saw the talent there. So I'm so happy and proud of this young man, Mr. Butler. Thanks again.
No problem. But did you know that, let me tell you the history behind that. Jamaica's under 20 was played, the tournament was being played here, the under 20 tournament, right? So Leon and Kyle are in Jamaica and available to play, having just dominated in Genk, right?
Mhm.
Now, the scout from Ajax was here, the scout from, head chief scout from Genk was here, and several other scouts. First time ever you had so many scouts from European clubs here. So Tapa Whitmore was the coach of the team, and he did not select Leon Bailey. Nor
So
Kyle.
you said U20. How long ago?
U20.
So this must have been
Um,
7-8 years ago.
no, not so much. Leon is 24 now, and he was 18, so it was six years ago, yeah? So Tapa did not select Leon or Kyle, yeah? So Jamaica lost dismally, right? So when they lost, the interviewers, you know, the gleaner and everything, went up to the scouts and of these clubs, Ajax and so on, and I said, did you see any players that you would have any interest in? And they said yes. So I said, where are they? They said, they're right there in the stands sitting down. That was Leon and Kyle at the time. Yeah. They didn't put it in the paper that they said that. They said that there were no players that they saw that they
on the field.
On the field, yeah. So, but funny enough, 2 weeks later, after not calling the 18-year-old Leon for the under 20, Jerome Waite was the assistant coach of the under 23, and Miguel Coley, I think, was the coach. And they called Leon for the under 23, and Leon came on and scored a free kick and changed the game. It was 1-0, I think, when he came on. Changed the game. We were leading. We won the game like 4-1 or 5-1 or something like that. Yeah, and he was integrally involved in all of the plays. So it again shows just the politics and mix-up that goes on. You can't make you under 20. You can't make it under 20, but you can make it under 23 and score on your debut. You know, come on.
Depending on who's leading.
Who's leading the team.
Yeah.
And it's ironic that Tapa is now the coach of the senior team.
Yeah.
And Leon is a very integral part of that team, and the very systems that I have been advocating over the years, which is to press and to use our isolated skills 1v1s against our opponents.
Yeah.
Is now he was forced to have to use it against Costa Rica and to use a creative midfielder that we've been pushing all along, and nobody believed it. Yeah. And see there, it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, Whisper, you trained with Magee, right?
Yeah.
You saw the game?
Yes.
What do you think of Magee's performance?
Well, he started out slow, but in the end of the game, he lifted up his head and played the game. Because he was on the bench for 2 games and watched what Adam XP was doing, and he knew he could do better than those who were on the field. So when it was in his time, he's just just do his job and just play the game and withdraw the match from a great ball from about half line to the next wing.
Yeah.
That's the feeling system.
It's a feeling system, yeah. Feeling system views, that's correct. And it's funny that when Magee was training with us, he's a totally different player than when he first came in. When he first came, he wanted to knock little passes here, 1-2 passes, knock around. No. Pick it up, run at you, send the true pass, run into the box, lose it, fight for it and win it. No, man, top performance from Tyreek.
We have K-Mac asking Whisper, where do you see yourself playing in the next 5 years?
Well, at which team?
Which league?
Which league, which team? Where would you see yourself in the next, or where do you want to be in the next 5 years?
Well, I would like to be in English Premier League, in any teams at the top 5, anything where I could get game time.
You'll be 20 at that time, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you see Jamaica's national team at that time?
Well, it will be great. It will be a great team. I can bet more than half the Phoenix players will be in that.
Yeah.
With Leon leading the charge,
Yeah.
Capo.
Yeah, Wesley saying, Whisper, can you be the next Ronaldo, please?
Big Whisper is like, if I were to describe Whisper, who did I describe it to today? Oh, the chief scout at Leverkusen. I said Whisper is if you were to merge Leon Bailey and Romelu Lukaku into one. Yeah? You get the skills, plus you get the power, How tall are you,
6'2".
6'2". At 15.
15's? Are you still 15?
Yeah. When will you be 16?
November.
In November. So we have a whole heap of time.
Yeah. That's the time.
Whole heap of work.
Hey, I want to talk to you about your brother.
Yes.
And the advice you gave to him.
Yes.
That led to his. How you feel about your brother is actually.
Yeah, nobody knows this. His brother got drafted in the NBA by Charlotte? Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick Richards.
The greatest thing that Nick did, and I appreciate, and I smiled when we got the call, when he got drafted, because he listened. That was the most important thing that he could do. Listen, we text. He couldn't talk to me the way that he would like to talk to me, but we text a lot, we communicate a lot, and I know when he was doing the wrong things that I see him as a person doing, I look at him as myself, and I said, brother, you have to. And he listened. And him listening, he becomes from a regular player to an NBA caliber player. And he still listens because, it's still a working process. Remember, 6'2" when he was his age, 6'2". When he started growing, he said, what I should do? He said, play basketball. At 12 years old, that's the first time he touched a basketball. 12 years old. By the time he reached 19, 20, he's on his way to the NBA. So,
how tall is he now?
He's 7 foot tall.
7 foot.
7 foot tall.
Just imagine that, right?
Yeah, and that made me extremely proud to know that he listened. And while he listened, he made himself into a man.
That is something that I like to talk about too. And it's something I said to Leon, and he lives it actually. A wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. So we made a lot of mistakes in our life, brother.
Yes.
Yeah, we made mistakes. We didn't have the guidance we needed. We just probably were wayward. You can say how I am as a person. So just imagine me as a 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Taking from anybody.
Yeah.
So, but the reality is that if you are able to influence others to make sure they don't make the same mistakes you made, especially sportsmen.
Right.
Because when you play sports, women throw themselves at you. You know, opportunities come. You're almost like a demigod. You're seen as so powerful. People want to be around you. People want to laugh with you. People want to be in your space, so you feel special. And sometimes it's important through that process to remain humble. Sit up in the chair. To remain humble, right? And what Richie has done with his brother, and I have been able to do with Leon and Travis and the rest of the Phoenix boys, is to make sure that they don't make the mistakes we did. Right. And we do that by constantly reminding them. And so they say a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. And I mean, just imagine what's going to happen to this young man when he touches even 6'9" of muscle, with the technique that he already has. Looking at someone this size, because if you're 6'9", your opponents are this size. Yeah. Just imagine him jumping in the box, going for headers, and then taking you on and powering past you. Yeah. And then imagine him growing up with a Xander Bicknell or a Dujaun and a Jamani Bell and all of them, and having that synergy with this man as a point man to go to, with a Leon Bailey out on that left wing, leading the charge, blazing down the wing and crossing them into him. Yeah? We can't lose. Yeah. But the key is, many times Jamaica has started on a path and then it gets derailed because of politics. Yeah? We started on a path with the World Cup in 1998, derailed. And we had another time when we had some young players that went to the Under-17 World Cup under David Hunt with Dada and them guys. Keith Kelly, the whole end, they did well, derailed. I tell you this, Mr. JFF and Mr. Tapa, derail me. Before I die, we're going to the World Cup. And if I have to fight you, pull you, beat you, drag you by your hair to that World Cup, we are going. So let us work together and make it happen, right? Right now, I have Whisper. Whisper, can you imagine? You have Adidas, you have Nike, you have Umbro, Old Sport, all coming now and saying they want to be an ambassador, you to be an ambassador for them. You know what that means? Because they work a little differently. They look at the player and they say, okay, if I partner with him now, we're going to get the benefit 4 or 5 years from now. So they are actually saying you're going to make it. Yeah. So once you see them guys start coming at you, and we're going to have to make a decision soon, but just imagine what can happen. Tell me something. What do you think you need? What do you think you need to do to keep succeeding right now?
Well, the things you learn, the things they teach us, train every day, 2 times a day, and I'll never fall off. You're training 2 times a day, I will never fall off.
All right, boss. Remember, humble. Even the littlest little baby girl. All right, you're a little sister, right? Yeah. Every time I see her, don't I start talking to her? Yeah. Holy Baba, don't just go on like, little girl. No, I want to talk to her. Yes. Because I can learn so much from her. Brother, the other day, right? That was embarrassing. From time to time, I might curse a bad word here or there, right? Yeah. So I'm in the car driving, and I keep forgetting that she's in the car.
And how old is she?
She's like 4, yeah. And she's in the car, and I'm turning, hey, Richie, what him? And the bad word comes up, and I turn and I see her face, she's just like this. And I'm apologizing to her, and she's like, yeah. Because Casey's like her best buddy, so I said, listen, okay, I'm going to take you to visit Casey, and you forgive me, right? She said, okay, yes. But, I mean, you have to be able to learn from the youngest,
Yeah. So it's going to be exciting to see Whisper go. We're hitting 2 hours. There's just one question, Dixon. You don't have to spam it, but we all know that Leon's Aston Villa will be playing Chelsea tomorrow. Um, so that's going to be an exciting game. How do you feel? Are you going to be watching that early tomorrow?
I'll be watching the game, but I'll also be doing we have games tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
So I'll have it on my phone
Against
watching.
Pembroke.
We have Pembroke Elite. One of our graduates from Phoenix actually started an academy, so that's a pleasure as well to play against him. I call him Grasshopper. If you don't Bruce Lee movie, Grasshopper. So I keep beating him in every way. Every day, try something else. I beat him. Nobody, we love you here. Don't worry. We'll see you tomorrow.
So are you able to give the people anything about tomorrow? Or
I think Leon is gonna play well. I think he definitely will play tomorrow.
Definitely will.
I think he's gonna play well. I can't give away the strategy of the coach. Because then I won't be privy to anything anymore.
They'll cancel this show.
So the key is to know that he will play tomorrow, and I expect to see he's 100% fit. He's ready, raring to go, and he didn't go on the international break because he wanted to make sure that his hamstring was fully healed and build the muscles around and make sure he's strong. And he was telling me he was so tired because the training at Aston Villa, they're really working him on making sure. So,
and he's been nonstop almost since last year, and straight through summer
Gold Cup and everything. So, looking forward to it. He's locked up in his room, in the hotel, and sleeping. No games, nothing, and we're making it happen.
All right. So one thing I want to let everybody know is we have a new YouTube channel. We're going to be trying to push more. This is the official Phoenix channel, and we're going to be putting every training video or every training session we do. We're going to be putting it up. A lot more individual clips. So we might see less match clips on this channel because we want to try to keep this for the show. There'll still be some of the ones we want to highlight like we usually do. But this next channel is Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy. This is where we're going to be doing long clips of games, local games, short clips, full training sessions. Training session September 9th. You can go in and watch the training session as much as unless you don't want to give something away. But
no, I want to share it. We want everyone to learn.
So if everybody can please go to this link and subscribe, we'll appreciate that. We'll be posting it on our social media. We'll be putting it everywhere. The first training sessions from this week will be going up today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow's match against Pembroke will be going up probably by Sunday. And then, daily profiles of players, not just one profile every now and then. We're going to get, how was Xander's training session on September 9th, right? So we're going to be doing a lot of that. So please subscribe to that. And of course, subscribe to this channel and like, share, and everything. And we'll have more to come. So any last words?
Thanks for having us, and have a good weekend, each and everybody. All right.
And support the channels. Support mine. Richie also has a channel called Riches and Royalty
Sports.
Yeah, support it. It's no problem. With everybody do it, you'll see some things on here. You'll see, or on the Phoenix channel, you'll see one way, and you'll see it on Riches another way. So it's important to be able to get the message out, and that's what we want to do more than anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All Sports Jamaica, only one Leon Bailey. There's only one Leon Bailey.
That's Coach Dean.
Coach Dean. Yeah.
And there's only one Whisper. Any words, Whisper? Any last you want to say to the audience?
Whisper, how do you feel knowing that Aston Villa coach, the technical director of Aston Villa, he said to me, I showed it to somebody took it, some jerk took it and screenshotted to thinking whatever. I don't want all my players going to Aston Villa, my friend. In fact, they can't get into Aston Villa because they're not British citizens. Right. So they will not be going to that academy. They'll be going to play in mainland Europe. And then later on, like Leon, they may go to the academy. It's not because we want to get players into England why we went and trying to, but you have some real haters out there that just say all sorts of. And we're really tired of it. We went to to England to make friends. We went to England to see what our level was like, to see how good we are or bad we are, what I need to improve on as a coach. And I was pleasantly surprised I was able to play against teams of the quality and the development level of Aston Villa and Crystal Palace and Sheffield and Port Vale and Reading, and to be able to go there knowing that they have so much support, funding, beautiful fields, and we are here on our little dirt rocky field over Mona, and everybody is going and picking up stones in the evening off the field and weeds and throwing it away, trying to weed our own little field, and we're able to go and perform like that. Which how it make you feel, brother?
I feel great feel when we on the field, the ball was booming up and we could barely do a drill, but we get it right every time though. But when we reach on the grass field at England, we know the ball will boom, so we just take our chances and come out the field.
This is what I want to ask, because a lot of people like to say, Richie, before we leave, a lot of people like to say Jamaica needs more good fields. But when you train on the bad field and you develop your skills on the bad field,
that makes you more.
How much better were you on the good field when you get on it? How did it make you feel when you got on the good field? Did you have to worry? Were you worried about your technique or control ball or anything like that?
Like when I was in Jamaica, when the ball coming to it, when it boom, we don't know where it is going. But when we in England, we could stand up the same place, it would be right at our feet. It wouldn't go nowhere.
So your skills were better as a result of training in Jamaica, or worse?
It was quite good.
Yeah, that's good, see? All right.
And Military Gunner, I think we have to get you on the show. A little bit of a bone to pick from last.
And more Military Gunner. You tell people say they don't like Aston Villa, don't like Leon Bailey for agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not true.
They have a problem.
They don't have a problem with me. I love Aston Villa, up the Villa, and actually, really, I'm excited about the future.
Next week we'll get him on the show because there's
next week we'll bring you on the show, man.
All right, guys.
Take
Thanks
care.
for another great episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.